The nice thing is most summer jobs can be arranged so that there's plenty of free time, and given that your teenager won't have homework, when he or she is off the clock, they should be able to relax and enjoy themselves. Summer days are long, the sun will stay up late, and sometimes teenagers will lobby to be left to do what they'd like for later in the evening than they do during the school year. This is a tough call and one that families need to make child by child. And my experience with families is sometimes they make one rule for one child and another rule for another child in their same family based on their sense of their child's judgment and reliability. Sometimes it's hard to know how good your teenager's judgment is, because teenagers' judgment can be all over the map. They can be unbelievably wise and thoughtful in some quarters and then make very rash and flip decisions in others. One guideline for having a sense of how much you can trust your teenager is to think about how your teenager assesses risk. If your teenager tends to assess risk in terms of the chances of getting caught, you're going to want to keep a very tight rein on that teenager. If your teenager tends to assess risk in terms of the actual dangers involved in the behaviors they're considering, then you can usually afford that teenager some more freedom. Interestingly, though, research has shown us that teenagers exercise different kinds of judgment about the same situation in different contexts. So if a teenager is with a group of friends, they might make a bad decision about something like drinking or driving or how late to stay out. But if you ask that same teenager in the context of a conversation with you, the parent, about how much they should drink, what would be safe driving, how late they should stay out, they'll give you a very different answer. So another way to put this is that we find that teenagers' good judgment tends to dissolve the larger the group gets. So one piece of advice that you can use in this is to think about, well, how big is the group that your teenager is going out with? And what do you know about the teenagers they're hanging out with? Are these teenagers who tend to exercise good judgment, or are these teenagers who get together and things sort of devolve to the lowest common denominator of judgment in the crowd? If it's the second, you're going to want to also keep a very tight rein on your teenager.